fact that you snatch it, you grab it, and you're unable to run with it.
Dear ye some wicked, you are not God. You cannot, on God's earth, threaten a woman and say, oh, she will come for re-election. You are the one in charge of the territory. You are just a minister. This woman got the mandate of the people of FCT. And what you mean by what happened before will not happen again? Let me tell you what happened before. What happened before was that the people came out en masse to vote for what their choice is. And it's not about you. And as when that woman won that election and she was sworn into the Senate, you were not FCT minister. You came in afterwards. Like I said before, two of you might not get on properly, but you must be able to work for the interests of the FCT people. So please, you might have things against Madam Kingibe, but you must work with her. And if she says there are no hospitals, nobody represents the people like Madam Kingibe. She has a right to say there are no hospitals because she's the one representing them in the Senate. And she's the one to raise their concerns. So if you are launching roads and you are launching bus stops, and she's saying that's not what my people need, it is best for you to listen to her based on what the people need, because she's going to be the one that's going to be accountable to the people, not you.
In our last video, I brought to you how Wike and the FCT senator, have some kind of argument. But I never played to you the video of the senator when she was interviewed on Arise TV.
The man you are talking about, his name is Ireti Wike, former governor of Rivers State, and is now minister of the FCT. Now he has responded to this issue that you have raised. He says you want him to be your friend, and that he doesn't want to be your friend. That is it by force. That you should leave him alone.
Please, what constitutes friendship between two people who've never met each other? I have never sat in the same room with the minister except in a Senate committee. So how does friendship arise? Why would I want to be the friend of somebody I do not know? The truth of the matter is that the minister refuses to speak or communicate in any way with the senator representing the Federal Capital Territory. So how are the wishes and the needs of the people to be communicated to him? Please tell me if you know a way.
Well, but he says he's minister and he's doing his job. He has commissioned some roads. He has renamed some roads. He has built, some projects in the place. He has appointed permanent secretaries, and he says he's concentrating on his work in Abuja, and he doesn't want blackmail. He says you are blackmailing him.
To do what? To regard the needs of the people. The minister may be a great minister in a ministry that has no people. But the unique situation of the FCT minister is that apart from infrastructure and roads, he also has to take into consideration the needs of the people in that territory. That's the difference between him and, the Minister of Works or any other ministry. The minister of FCT is almost acting as the governor for the president. So it's not just being a regular minister. He says he commissioned roads. Yes, those roads were started by Mohammed Bello, and I commend him for finishing some of them. But also, just like the people took me on when those roads were commissioned, they said, Madam, you people are celebrating roads in Maitama, Asokoro, and Central Business District. The bulk of the people do not live there. Show me the projects where the people live.
Now, it was that interview that Wike was reacting to, among so many. Now, the truth of the matter is that look at the fire incident that happened in Karo local government, and it could have been averted if only the executive, which happened to be the minister. If you look at FCT is, let's understand that FCT is just like a state, and who is the governor of the states? Is the president that ought to be the governor, but the minister acts in that capacity. The National Assembly is just like the State House of Assembly in other states, as you may see it in your own state. So now that the senator representing the FCT is just like the House of Rep or House of Assembly members representing every constituency in the state level. And now that she is calling on the minister who happens, in another way as a governor to, do the bidding of the people. The constructions of road that Wike is talking about and some of those things that he has been able to achieve so far were actually paid for, started by the last administration. Governance is a thing of continuity. Congratulations, you were able to finish them. But then, look at the supplementary budget. You spend 20 million or billion on education. Then you are constructing a road. When you go to Wuse Metama axis, there is an EFCC office there. If you go to the Jabi Lake, Jabi axis, there is an EFCC office around that area. Now, you are constructing that road. How many people living in Abuja were enjoying that place? So let us know if Abuja is not part of, I don't know, people living in Abuja are just politicians and people living in Metama, Wuse, and its environs. People around that area are the people living in Abuja. If those are the people that you are representing, you have been appointed to work for, then you have to let us know. But then there is something that Rufai said, which you have watched earlier, and which I want to talk again, add a little to what he has said. Wike is not God. You have to be alive in 2027 to be saying all those things you are saying. All of us here, we have to hope to be alive. The world itself, we need to hope that the world is even here by 2027. With all the tension here and there, let's imagine that maybe Russia or US or what is going on in Gaza, let's imagine North Korea or China decided to drop one nukes and everywhere just turn upside down. And let's say the whole world come into chaos by 2027. If I get involved, are we going to be talking about election? No. So talking about what happened in the past will not repeat itself. What happened in the past is that in Abuja, the people came out and voted. Not like in Rivers State, where there was high level of intimidation, using of guns, bomb, and all of that to scare people away from voting. So are you trying to say that you're going to bring terror into FCT? Therefore, there will be a kind of intimidation in FCT that will scare people from voting whoever they want to vote for? Is that what you mean by that statement? If it is someone else that make that statement now, maybe he might have been invited by the DSS for clarification. But since it's one of the people within the political party ruling the country, there will be no any kind of investigation. However, let's not forget that according to the senator, she said that there is a relationship between Nyesom Wike and the Senate president. Now you will understand the reason why I have said it countless times of the way that she is being treated at the Senate. And it's not far from the truth. If only we leave politics and look at how we can develop our society, then we'll be able to move forward. It doesn't matter, like I always say, that Mr. A is in party B and Mr. C is in party A. And these people can actually work together. You leave politics after election and after the swearing and everything. It is time for governance. The APC-led government have been saying this, that all that Peter Obi and the obedient have been saying is wallowing in the 2023 general election, that they are unable to move on, that it is time for governance. Who is supposed to concentrate on governance? Is it not the APC? They are the one dragging Nigerians backward. It is a known fact that you snatch it, you grab it, and you're unable to run with it. And instead of you, just like Wike said, that, if you don't know something, you should ask for for you to be told, and then you have a better knowledge in order to know how to handle that particular thing. APC need to ask questions how to handle economy. Let's look at the appointment in the previous administration, not Muhammadu Buhari. In fact, Muhammadu Buhari's administration was even quite better than this particular one. If we were to compare the first 1 year in office of all the elected president since the return of democracy to today, Buhari is better. It happens to be the worst initially, but by what has been achieved so far by this current administration, it is a known fact that Buhari is just like a messiah in front of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And if we have anybody worse to Tinubu in the next administration, then maybe we'll be having a different conversation. But for now, this administration is worse compared to all those that has governed this country within the last 25 years of return of democracy, or better still, since the inception of this country. Because what we are seeing currently, when you look at the economic teams of Obasanjo to Yar'Adua to Jonathan, you will understand that there were competent people who were not seeing all of this. And now that you have these people who don't really understand, how things really work. For example, we have a minister of economy whom was working formally with IMF and World Bank. We have them worked under Obasanjo. We have them worked under Yar'Adua and Jonathan. And there was some approach by Buhari to get them involved. Even we saw, what's that her name again? Adesina or something, who was appointed but later sacked because of NYC certificate and all of that. When you look at that, now bring it down to this current level. Now you will understand that the people handling the economy right now, where were they within the last 10, 15 years? Where were they working? They have been within Nigeria. No doubt it is good that you employ people who are working within the confines of your country and all of that. But we understand that they have the expertise and all of that. But it looks like they don't really understand how to navigate through the storms of economy. Maybe they are not much exposed compared to those who operate or work under Obasanjo, Jonathan, and Yar'Adua. And that is the reason why I said that they needed to ask questions to others. How were you able to navigate? Nigeria went under recession under Jonathan's administration. But then, did we feel what we are feeling now? The whole world was under recession, even at that time. But what happened? Nigeria came out of it. But look at it. The government of Buhari spent or borrowed, or will I even say, printed money over 20 trillion naira in 8 years. The Tinubu administration have done that in 3 months, right? So you look at production, and that is the only way that you can get this country out of this hook. But then, no, they are building flyovers and roads that are not necessary. Build roads that are necessary, that will open economy. Build roads that will bring goods from farm to the villages to the city. Build roads that will lead people to farm, give farmers security and all of that, and we'll not be having this mess that we're having currently now. But as long as it is APC in power, just know nothing will work. Thank you for watching.